Libra, welcome. Madame will see you now. So Libra, what's going to happen now is we're going to have a reading for the week 3 of July, which is nothing more than a timestamp on a thumbnail of a YouTube video, which you can watch anytime you happen to stumble upon it and feel like you want to watch it. I will be showing you some pictures and saying some words about these pictures, and we'll make them into stories. And I will be telling you the stories the only way I know how to tell stories. And you will be understanding the stories the only way you know how to understand stories, which doesn't mean it is the same way. This is how life works. Please also bear in mind that it is scientifically not possible to predict future with a piece of paper. This is not what we are here for. We're here because these pieces of paper with pictures on them can influence your imagination, and your imagination influences the way you perceive your reality. It works like this. You see here something that it might look familiar, like something you already have in your life, might look completely unfamiliar to you, but you like it and you want it to be part of your reality. What you need to do, you just say, yeah, it's my story, it's mine, and it's yours. If you see here also something familiar, or maybe not familiar, but something that you do not like and don't want to have as part of your reality, you don't need to say or do anything at all. All you need to do is to completely forget and ignore it. And it won't be part of your reality anymore, if it ever were. If you want to say thank you for the reading, you can click the like button, you can subscribe to the channel, you can recommend the video, the channel, share the link with somebody. You can also buy me a coffee. There's a link in the description below. If nothing of this seems interesting to you but still want to say thanks, you can just go and do something nice in the world around here. This is perfectly as acceptable for me as the way of gratitude, or of showing gratitude. If you feel like you had a bad day, if you feel like you hate me or hate the world in general or anything, there's a dislike button. Please click it, let it out, don't keep it in. Alright, let us see. We have the Knight of Wands in the upright and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Hangman in the reverse. So here some progress in emotional stuff already. Phoenix in the reverse, Ship in the reverse, and the Cross. Okay, you might have moved to a new place. It might be a place where you always wanted to move to, or you might even just go on a holiday there, but you're feeling a little bit homesick now. Because no, it's a permanent move. Please ignore the travel thing. It's a permanent move because you went there, and or maybe you were traveling somewhere and then you came home, and you know you won't be returning very soon. So one way or another, you're feeling homesick for something because you just moved from one place to another, one way or another. I'm very eloquent today. It might also be that you were planning the move somewhere or a trip. I see long distance travel like another country, okay? And I mean, okay, if you live at the border with another country, then probably not the country that you live at the border with. It's an environment that is different from your familiar environment. It is also something that you wanted to go to move to, where you wanted to be, but you didn't expect it to be so soon, because suddenly, I don't know, maybe you didn't realize that it was already time to do it, or maybe you didn't expect it to happen so soon, but you're a little bit surprised by it, and you're feeling this, I'd say, homesickness in advance. And yeah, but you're still happy. You're happy, you just have like this a little bit of, feeling in your stomach. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands in the upright and 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, Knight of Swords in the upright. Yeah, something's happening very fast and you can't stop it, can't influence it. It's a little bit of a second thoughts, doubts, nothing serious. You just have this feeling that everything is happening too fast and you don't have any influence, and you feel a little bit lonely and helpless and too small. Again, I don't see anything bad happening. I just, it's, how shall I put it? It's one of those times when you suddenly realize, oh my God, I'm an adult who has to deal with the situation on my own, because there's no one there to come and do it for me, and I have to do it. And yeah, it's this, and it's just, you just have no one having you back, basically. But the thing is, it's positive changes. It's something, it's just something that's moving too fast for you, that's all. I don't know, all the readings today are so weird. We have the Tower in the upright and 9 of Cups in the reverse, and the Strength in the reverse, and the Owl, and the Woman in the reverse, and the Snake. Okay. All right, now we're getting there. Now I see why it's nothing bad, because it's not affecting you, but what you're watching here is, okay, it can still be, I mean, if you only want to pick this one, it's still about moving and it happening too fast. You can also see this as a separate bit, which is also is like, happening too fast can help it. This is a third scenario with seeing all these cards together. And this third scenario is that you witness a situation that is developing very fast, where you see somebody I don't want to say plotting because it has some medieval touch to it, but somebody is just, yes, now the word conspiring coming to my mind. Yeah, it's very modern. Yeah, but anyway, it is somebody who is harming somebody else, or trying to turn the situation that somebody else might come to harm, and they do, because it's like in one of those nightmares where you want to close your eyes but you don't have any eyelids, and you see this situation develop, but it's absolutely not in your power to do anything about it, and it's very sobering for you, and you can only stand by and watch it happen. Yeah, it's like watching a train wreck in real time. My God, goodness, it's woo. All right, but as I said, it's not. You are not directly affected by it, and I don't even think that it's somebody very close to you. You're just a spectator, but nonetheless, the situation is not pleasant. We have the 2 of Swords in the reverse, we have the Fool in the upright, we have the Knight of Wands in the upright again, we have the Bear, we have the Fish in the reverse, and the Birds in the reverse. All right. So if it's continuing this story, there is at least no gossip about what happened. So this might be seen as good. The other scenario is that you just don't tell anybody what you witnessed or that you knew how it's going to happen. And I think it affects you, but in the end you start how shall I put it? So whatever happens here, it kind of shakes a little bit your faith in the humanity. But you don't talk about this experience with anybody in any way. You don't tell anyone what happened. You don't tell that you knew how it's gonna end. You just... And with time you start recovering, you start trusting people again, you start enjoying life again, and you to... There will be a moment where you will have to consider, do I trust people the way I trusted them before this? Or am I being careful in the future? And I think that your choice would be not to choose between these two options and just let the life decide for you. Yeah. Wow. We have the Ace of Cups in the upright. We have the Emperor in the reverse. We have the Four of Wands in the reverse. The Bat in the reverse. We have the Sun in the upright and the Fox. And I don't think you learn much from it, because there's again something what you decide to close your eyes on. And probably for self-preservation. Probably because you decided you can't do anything about it, but you will see again somebody doing something. And you decide not even get to the point where you will see the whole train wreck. You decide to stop looking that way before it starts developing, so you don't, you know. What also can be the case that you discover the art of not giving a damn about other people's business, or not getting too involved in other people's business or other people's emotions. Because it also can be why it affects you so much that you are an empath and you basically feel the same what people around you feel, and that's why it hit you so much. And this may be the time when you decide to protect yourself from other people's emotions and build barriers, because you realize you can't do anything and you have to make sure that your own emotions... Sorry, just need a sip of something. You just realize that you need to take care of your own cup and, you know, just don't let others near it. Alright, we have the High Priestess in the reverse, the Queen of Wands in the upright, the Empress in the reverse, the Shark in the reverse, the Heart, and the Moon in the reverse. Yes. Okay, so I see here... Was it the last time that I was also telling like a story? Or was it an Aquarius that I was telling a story, like a fairy tale? Okay, let's read this batch and then I just tell you fairy tale, okay? We have the Death in the reverse and we have the Four of Wands in the upright. We have the Six of Wands in the upright. We have the Mouse. We have the Magnifying Glass and the Whip in the reverse. Yes. Slow and steady wins the race. And sometimes it's good to be a little bit too much about details. Sometimes it's good to be a little bit, you know, just reading the fine print and taking care of small stuff and not, just always playing the dangerous games. So let me summarize it for you as a story here. It's one big story that you can also separate in different chapters and take or leave whatever you want. But there once was a Libra who saw something happening, something ending, something that was started by a person who wanted to harm another person. Or maybe they didn't even want to harm another person. They were thinking about their own interest, but you knew that the other person will be harmed by it. And everything was happening so fast, and you just couldn't do anything about it. And in the end, you saw everything that was going to happen, and it happened. And you couldn't do anything about it. It wasn't in your power. You couldn't stop anybody. You maybe didn't feel like you are even allowed to talk to anybody about it. Maybe it's something that only people involved knew, and nobody even knew that you knew. So you saw that happen and couldn't influence it, and it really hit you a lot. You really didn't tell anybody about it, but you really had to go inside and, think about it. And slowly you start coming back to life, and at some point you decided that you wouldn't let this experience stop you trusting people. Then you saw another situation happening. But in this case, you told yourself, stop looking this way from the very beginning. And this is where you realize that whatever is happening to other people is happening to them. It shouldn't be happening to you, and you shouldn't be living it through for them. You shouldn't be suffering the same way they suffer. You can feel compassion, but it's compassion. It's not other people's pain, and it shouldn't be the same amount of pain that you experience for other people who don't even know that they're sharing this pain with you. So what you learn from this, Libra, is that it is okay not to get involved in other people's life. You don't control the universe. You do not control how everything in this world is working. You do not control other people, their emotions, their feelings, their motivation. It is just not in your control. And this is what you learn, that whatever it is that you cannot control, you have to protect your own emotions from others. Because probably you have a high level of empathy where you can feel other people's emotions, whether they want you to feel them or not. And you, I think, started also learning how to do it, really, maybe by meditating. It is a process, but I think you will really go into detail doing it. And this is success. It brings you the stability of emotions and brings you it learns you to be careful. It teaches you to be careful. And you succeed in it, and it gives you you arrive where you want, so you cannot be shaken so easily by other people's emotions anymore. And you live happily ever after with this knowledge. All the best, Libra, and Madame will see you again.